All right. Hello, hello, hello. Um, I'm gonna be playing with a debuff today. I realized just how bad the quality was playing in the small window. I always play in such a small window for Mahjong. I, it's so hard for me to play in a big window. It's so hard for me to play full screen, but I'm playing with that debuff today. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna play well. I'm not gonna fuck up. So let's get right into it. In order to compensate, I have moved my monitor like way the fuck back. It is honestly slightly hanging off the back of the desk, but that's fine. All right, so let's see. I would love to get a Yakuhei here. But also I don't really have much else that I'm willing to get rid of. Get rid of that because two are already cut. I could have kept it for safety. Kind of don't like this hand. It could go Tanyao if I find something to build off of here. I play it so tiny because it's so hard for me to pay attention to like all the hands around me and my own hand. It's hard for me to like see everything easily at just a glance if I play it in anything larger. So I'm always in a very, very tiny window. It's like 560p, I think is what it is. It gives me a nice 357 shape. I'm just not willing to drop the Dora right now. The big reason why I do it, honestly, is probably just from when I started playing Mahjong Soul, I was playing mostly on my phone. Hi, Saffron! Double, triple, reverse Pinfu, huh? I'll try. I can't make any promises about double, triple, reverse Pinfu. That's like a septuple Yakuman, Umfi. Alright, so we have the Dora is being safe now. 2 doesn't really do much for me because I've already dropped so many other Mon tiles. Like, I'd be risking Furryton, kind of, if I kept that. If I wanted to build off that 2, 3, 4, 5 shape anymore. We are probably going to be... Well, no. I was going to say we're going to maybe try for Pinfu, but that would require me to get both a 5-pin and a 8, so... And also, you know, that wouldn't even make sense because I would have to get rid of something in here. So not going to be Pinfu. I would love to get a 5-pin still. And then maybe I could possibly... No, that wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense to build that because, like... Then I have to cut the 7-9. How likely do I think that is an 8's going to show up? Let's see, 2 7s are out. 1 5-pin is out. So I still think it's pretty likely to get something in here in the next 16 tiles. I think that's okay. It's gonna be real rough trying to find the 8s out here. But honestly, at this point, I think I'm looking more at just being in Tempai at the end of this. Oh, and that's gonna be dangerous. Even though I just dropped it a couple discards ago, I'm worried over here. They've barely dropped Mon tiles. This player's barely dropped Mon tiles, and they've called some, so They could be going Honitsu, either one of them. I wasn't paying close enough attention to, like, if they were discarding from their hand or from their most recent discard. All right. Again, it's not great here. Not a fan of this hand. This 9 is almost certainly going, but like every group I have, needs something else. I'm going to... No, I'm not. I was going to say I'm going to drop this 6 just for the chance of G-Toy, because that might honestly be the most likely here. But the 6 is going to be much better to build off of if I pick up a 5 than a 7. Which I easily could do that. Of course, I would have benefited from a pair immediately had I dropped that 6 instead, but I didn't know I was going to get that like that. I was thinking about the possibility of like setting this as a trap, so that way if I ended up waiting on that 9, then that would have been a nice little Suji trap early on. Honestly, I'm going back on my Chi-Toy statement. I think we can make a hand out of this. What did I tell you? That was like the big tile that we were gonna need, and we got it. Let's go. Still really gonna want a 7-pin. If I get a 6-mon, I'd be very, very happy. That 4 is gonna help. Means those 5s likely aren't going to be my pair. The 2s probably are. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Give up on searching for the 3-pin. Just leave these as my pair. Now this could be Pinfu. If I pick up a 6-mon or a 7-pin, then I would have Pinfu set up. I don't need that, so I'm going to discard it. I was thinking about the small possibility about just like keeping that 2 for safety. Because it's safe against both these players. I'd really just be worried about it over here, but like, I really can't drop anything else right now. I say as I'm now being forced to discard something to choose one of my 2 groups. I think it's going to be much easier to get the 6-mon with these opponents' discards. I trust that a lot more. I don't want to drop the more dangerous tile first in that 6 rather than the 8. Which is also why I'm going to drop this 4. How do I feel about that? I was thinking about whether I wanted to keep it for safety again. I think the 8's just going to be a little bit safer here just because it dropped so recently. So they probably had something around that 7. They dropped that... well, they dropped that just now. It's a little bit suspicious to me. Well, that's what they would have had around that 7. Which tells me that now they're probably pushing for Honitsu. If they were willing to drop that 7-8 that they had in hand already, and they have 2 call tiles a pin, and they haven't dropped any pin tiles until just now, almost definitely Honitsu. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to discard this north if I want to hit Tenpai. If I can even call off anyone. But I think that I'd be too unwilling to discard that north anyway. So, you know what? I will just drop these 3s. I think that's pretty safe. The ones were quicker. Or the one so was not quicker, was safer, but I just didn't have time to think about it. Really? I'm surprised that this Toyman wasn't in Tenpai. I thought for sure they would be. It's Mahjong, baby! How are you, Crisis Cannibal? See if I can pick up this 7, so... I'd be real happy if I can get this nice 2-sided weight here. Alternatively... well, at this point, I was gonna say, if I can get the 3 concealed triplets, I'd be real happy, and now that I have this, that makes that a little bit more likely. If I can just pick up one of these, I'd be very, very, very happy. Typos happen to the best of us. Don't worry about it. Hey, that's good that you're getting better at Mahjong, though. Hell yeah. Oh, you're getting butter at Mahjong. I see, I see. You're just buttering up all your opponents so they drop the tiles for you. It's a smart tactic. I'm just going for efficiency here. I was thinking about keeping that for safety. It would have been hard. Like, it's weird to keep a Dora for safety, but I just don't see anyone going for it except maybe the Kami shot on my left. It really is here. Like, I was thinking about maybe cutting this 8 and just, you know, really, really praying for the 3 concealed triplets. But of course I'd like being able to get a 7 as well. I'm dealer, I'll win with anything. I'm not picky. I am a little bit worried about the possible Toy across for me. Like, Toy or not, it's, you know, 4 Han visible. If they just have 2 more, then that's a Hanemon. That's 12,000 they could win off me if I deal in. How greedy do I want to be? I'm not doing it. I'm saying no to greed. If I'm racing the player across me, I just want to go for speed here. I'm a little bit worried about that. Okay, cool. Oh. The hand across me is just very scary. I don't want to give up my dealership. Unfortunately, I'm giving up the dealership. This player is loving their 1 Han hands. I'd say good for them in a lot of situations, but I don't know, it's not really doing anything for them. Not right yet. Yeah, I'll keep my Yaku high for a second. Not really feeling great about this hand. A 2-pin would make it so much better. I guess I could pick up a 4 as well, build it that way. Get rid of these Yakuhai, build off my numbers. Oh, 100%. I don't know that I would say that third place is winning. But third place is very much not losing, and that's what's important. I'm not feeling great with my chances on this hand. No, you use positive vocabulary. That's not true. I use positive vocabulary too. It's just I'll always win. I'll never get third or fourth place. I'm always in first or second. In fact, you know what? I'm always first place. So only first place is winning. So I'm always winning. Not taking that. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm leaving the calls on right now. I should turn that off. If I can get a 2-pin, well, I'd be much happier with the 4-mon now that I remember that that's Dora. Oh, you know, I could look at dropping an 8 cell. The right answer is probably dropping this 1-3, but I'm gonna drop this 8 and look at building off of this either this 5 or this 8. Also, hi Cat. Everybody say hello to Bean. She's decided to join me. 3-5-7 shape. 3 9s are out. I'm still gonna do this. Bean, 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 bean. I'll lift you up for a second. You could be on cat cam. All right. I'm very happy with that 4. That's fantastic, actually. So now if I can pick up a 4-mon especially, I would love that. If I could pick up a 6-mon. Actually, if I pick up a 6-mon, would I be willing to drop the 3? Would I trust my opponents not to be going for Dora right now? Seven, 8. 2 9s are out. That's guaranteed Beanfu. It's now or never. Okay. It passed. So now we're going Beanfu. Now we finally have that set up. Unfortunately, only 1 9-mon remains. I'm gonna have to get a 6-mon most likely. Pinfu Dora, 16 tiles left. I don't like my chances because I haven't dropped any Mon tiles until just now. My opponents probably think I'm going for a flush. They'd be very hesitant to drop the 6 or 9 for me. I don't trust that those would come out if I called Ricci. So I'll take 2 Han over 3. Yeah, there we go. You comfy on my lap, cat? Normally I have a little pillow that I grab to just set up on my lap for her, but you'll just have to make do without that, cat. I think you'll survive. You seem to be pretty content with just my leg. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of this. It's not efficient. But I trust this East a little bit more for the future rather than the 2. And now I trust the white more. Now, what I'm really looking for here, I was about to say. This is almost certainly just, you know, my brain's playing tricks on me. But if you hear me go, what would be really nice would be this tile or this specific tile. It really does feel like that just calls it into existence a lot more. So when you heard me open my mouth to say, oh, well, I could really use a 7, and then get immediately rewarded with that 7, yeah, you gotta manifest it. Dropping this, I definitely trust the south a little bit more, especially because 3 of them are out across from me. Only way somebody can win with it is if they are going for 13 orphans, which I guarantee you nobody at this table is right now. I can trust that 9 for right this second. Five's looking very, very safe. Now, I'm sure the Toyman is almost certainly in Tempai. They're also almost certainly in Tempai. Gotta watch out for both of them. Oh well. Yo, you got a hand worth more than 1 Han! I'm so proud of you! Yeah, I was definitely going for 13 orphans there, as you could tell by my hand. Let's see. Get rid of the white right now. Speaking of going for 1 Han hands, hi, I'm gonna go for a 1 Han hand here, because that looks like the only way that I can really get this hand to Tempai easily. For 5, I'm willing to drop. Yeah, I'm willing to drop the 5 there. Now the question is, if I call on West... Ooh, well, never mind, that changes it. I was gonna say that if I called on West, would I be willing to go for the Champone weight, or would I want to just wait on the single 8? And I think I would have rather waited on the single 8. It just... I trust it so much more than a 7 to come out. But now we don't gotta worry about it because 9s are much more likely. Both because of I've dropped a 7 and just in general. I mean, you're not wrong. It's just, I don't think that... I should have thought about it, honestly. When I had the, 2 7s, I really should have thought about that. And I didn't. Oh well. I'll take the 1 Han. Is that a Suji trap? I don't think this is worth pushing. And turns out it wasn't a Suji trap. The 3 would have been safe. But hey, we get to Tempai either way, so... And I'm happier with this weight, honestly. So drop that. I'd expect a 1 or 4 to show out, especially a 1. Like, this player's dropped a 1. It's gonna look very, very safe to both of them. This player's already dropped 1. It's half Suji. They did call Richi right after my 3, so if they're targeting that... Again, it's 1 Han. I'm not gonna worry about 1 Han. I think I'm okay with just doing this. If I can manage to call pawn on 7 so... Again, I can drop that 6, but I just don't see it happening. If I can call pawn on 7 so, then I would do that and then wait on the 6 so. But it turns out they're not going for a 3-6 wait or a 6-9 wait because they've already dropped ones. That is actually very safe now. Only deals in if they're looking strictly for the 6 or if they have a double pair wait. So I can get back to thinking about pushing again. Could have also looked at dropping the 7. I just didn't trust that. Unfortunate, but I didn't deal in. I'm glad I didn't trust the 7. Right, Bean, as much as I love you, I would like to move my leg a little bit. Yeah, would you let me? I'm gonna look at this first. I think I'll drop a 9. Will you let me move my leg? Will you go back to the bed? Huh? Okay, well, I know. There you go. Good girl. Good girl, Bean. All right. Oh. Now I can be comfy again. Here we go. I'm glad that I kept that south because I was looking at dropping that turn 1 instead of my 9. If I can pick up that 7-1, I'd be very happy. Picking up something around here would be great. If I can pick up something next to this 3, I'd be happy. That's nice. Drop that 3. If I pick up a 7-mon, I'd probably just drop my safe tile. I'd like keeping this for safety. But I also like the value of being able to possibly call Richi with this just as a pair, or be able to call Pone just like this. Would still absolutely love that 7-mon. It is Dora, though, so I can't really expect my opponents to drop it for me. I might do this, and then look at... I was thinking about maybe building off of the 4. And I still can if I pick up a 5. It's just... Or 2. Kind of. At that point, it's, you know, basically the same as this 8-9 group. But, I should have looked at this 5 in my discards before dropping that 4. Because I did forget that I did that. If I go to build off this, then that does risk Furry 10. Which would be no bueno. So I'd rather just keep another safety. I'm glad they dropped a 6, because now this player might drop a 6 for me. I don't think they're going for the 2. They could, surely. They could have a 2-5 weight, but do I think they have one when they dropped a 1 that early? They probably would have wanted to keep that around other tiles that they had. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'll keep it safety. They also dropped a 7. There is a chance that this player drops a 7 for me. I'm sure they'd be willing. People love dropping Dora, notoriously. Thank you, thank you. Now they might think I'm going for a half flush because I've only dropped this one single Montile. But I'm glad that that didn't keep them from stopping the Dora, or from dropping the Dora. Thank you for letting me finish my tiny little hand. Alright, let's see if I can make this one something bigger. And it looks like I probably can. I feel pretty good about this start. That's not bad. I would love to get a 3-pin. If I can get a 3-pin, then I can pretty much guarantee Pin Fu. I would just want to drop this 2-so and this 5. Keep these as my pair. There is also, and this is me being delusional really, a very small chance here of a Sanshoku, 2, 3, 4. I can see the line there. Do I think it's likely? Absolutely not. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, that there is no line there. I do not see it. The reason I'm dropping this 2-4 group is because I'd like to have the versatility that comes with this section. This could be, you know, a 4, 5, 6. It could, you know, with a pair of 2s and 7s, it could be a, you know, 4, 5, 6 and a 5, 6, 7 pair of 2s. If I get a 6-so, I'd be very happy. If I get that very soon anyway, I'd be very happy. Again, that's why we built for that versatility. Now I'm looking for a 2-so, 3-so, 5-so, or a 6-so in order to get to Tenpai. It's not going to be Pin Fu. So I can turn off... Well, it's not going to be Tanya, so I can turn off calls, but it's not going to be Pin Fu because of this triplet of 7s. But I'm still very happy with how it's shaping up. All right. Waiting for a 6 or 9 mon, and I think my chances are pretty good, so I'm going to call reach. That 5 mon early on, my opponents are probably going to think, oh, you're not going to go for, you know, mon tiles with that. You wouldn't drop that and then go for the 6? Definitely not. Oh, and if I waited 1 turn, I could have maybe had Tanya. I wouldn't have had Tanya. That's fine. Who needed that for? Alright. That puts us above the point threshold for winning. Now I just need to keep it for another 2 rounds. Let's go ahead and drop my guest twins. I don't see myself needing those with this hand. I was about to say that if I pick up a 9 in there, then I could look at a 7, 8, 9 Sanshoku. I think that that would be kind of dumb to try to force. But also, I don't really see much else to really win with in this hand. It's going to be... I think it's going to be hard to finish this hand without calling. But also that Sanchoku is going to be hard to call. Which really, I think, means I probably won't worry about being in Tenpai at the end of this. I think I'm just going to let the round move over. More likely than not, anyway. Now, if I get some good draws, then I would be very, very happy to win and get more points and win bigger. But if I don't, then I'm not too worried about it. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll let the Toyman win this one. That's fine. Drop my 9 because that's 100% safe. Unfortunately, that was my only 100% safe tile. Would I be willing to trust the 7? I think so. Dropping that 8-9 immediately? That's a tell they probably won't be going for that. The 3, I would be hesitant on that 7 because of that 3 drop normally, but because it's Dora, I really don't feel danger from that. They probably were holding on to that just in the possibility of using it as a pair, would be my guess. Let's drop that, which tells me that the 5 so is likely safe, unless it's a double pair weight, or just specifically on the 5. Alright. And I'm still in the lead, going into all last. I do have to worry about them pushing slightly ahead of me. But hey, we have a fast hand for this one. I can call on whatever here. I'm happy with this. I'll probably keep these for safety for just a second and drop that. If I draw another honor tile and get another pair in there, then I'll probably be looking at yeah, I'd probably be looking at dropping this 2-4. Again, that's if I get another pair in here. I was thinking about the possibility of cutting these 3s instead, but I think that would be kind of a bad idea, because I could build off them just about as easily as I could build off this 4. There we go, 2, 3, 4. That's nice. That was going to be the hard one to get. So now I'm just Ishanten. Just need a little bit more. If anyone wants to drop the tune for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Prepping my emotes. That is scary, but I gotta push. Don't you fucking dare. Oh, don't you fucking dare. Thank you. Oh. Come on. Come on. We're all trying to rush this. Oh. Come on, Toyman. You know you want to drop the 4 for me. Okay. Well, we got another round of this then. That is going to make it a little bit harder for them to catch up. can put away the emotes now. I didn't get my opportunity. Looking at dropping either of these two, probably. I'll just drop east for right now. I'm not going to worry about my safety tile just yet. Especially when I don't even know if it's necessarily going to be safe later. But it is likely to be safe. Let's go ahead and drop that 2 now. If I pick up the 7 Mon, that'd be great. Of course, it would finish this group. I could also then look at maybe I could already, I guess, look at building off of this anyway. Or I could just draw that. That's nice. That's also going to make it a little harder for my opponents to be able to use a 7 Mon. So if I Riichi for 7 Mon only, I don't think that would be too bad. Pair of 4s. Pair of 4s, huh? I'm gonna drop these 9s. It's gonna be, or at least dropping that first one. If I happen to pick up an 8, then maybe I'll consider dropping these instead. Would I do that though, or would I just drop this 9? I mean, honestly, if I picked up an 8, so I think I would just not worry about building off of this 6. So, never mind about what I was going to say. I was thinking about the possibility of, like, 7, 8, 9, build off this 6 as something else. But, like, my hand's already pretty close to completion. I don't need to worry about building off of this. So I'll keep that tuned for safety. I don't trust the south. I think somebody's going to call it. Or not. There was a little pause though, so somebody might have a pair. Or they might have a triplet and could have called con. Can't call that. In fact, I can't call anything, so I don't know why I have this enabled. I should disable that. How likely do I think it is that my opponents would be willing to drop a 7-mon for me once I hit Tenpai? If I get this 5-8, I should say. Of course, if I just pick up the 7-mon, then I'd be waiting on the 5-8, and then I wouldn't have to worry so much about it. Then I think I just slam the Riichi button. But 13 tiles left, I'm gonna drop this. I would be worried across me if they called Riichi. I guess they... never mind. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there. If their hand might have enough value to take me down without calling Reach. I guess it probably would on a direct hit. What about this, though? 300? Well, that's game, unfortunately. I will gladly take second now, so you know what? Congratulations. I'll take my 71 points and I will be happy with that. Throw me in another match. Oh, 2 Fuji? I'm still sad that I don't have Fuji. I like her. But I also have, like, half the other characters in the game, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining. This hand's interesting. Like, if it weren't for these red 5s, I'd be looking at the possibility of a Honitsu. I will be calling that, though. I will be dropping this. There is a chance that this just ends up as a Honitsu. Like, if I pick up a 7-so, I think I just do it, and I just drop these. Even though I think that would be very obvious. So let me rethink that, actually. We'll call Pwn on that. Yeah, I'll call Pwn on that. Leave myself with a 3-5-7. I'm still not looking at the Honitsu just yet. That's why I was dropping the 1. I think it would just be way too obvious. I think it's much more likely for me to win if I get something else around with these. So I think at this point, I'm saying 07 to the 5-pin, and I am just looking at... Wait, well hang on, because I'm going to want a pair. What am I thinking? Because I don't have a Yaku unless I call these, and then I won't have a pair. Ugh, I'm a fool. I'm a buffoon. I'm an ignoramus, and yet I persist and I will try to make do with what I got. Take that 3-4-5 now. 33 tiles left. I'm gonna just drop this. If we were like 10 tiles left, I would be looking at the no Yaku Tenpai. I'd be fine with that. I don't know if I trust the 2 here. I trust it more than the 5. And I didn't want them getting junk on. Of course, now that the 2 passed, I trust the 5 a little bit more. Because I don't think they're going to be going for an 8. Yeah. I trust the 5 a lot now. I don't think they're going for this. I think that'd be very, very silly to immediately start by dropping that 7-8. That's furry 10. Right, I forgot I dropped that. Well, I mean, it's either furry 10 or a tile that there's 0 of left. So I really should have thought about this way before it happened. However, I'm a dum-dum sometimes. Sanzo, that's also furry 10. I'm doing it. Okay, cool. I'm out of furry 10. And now there's also a chance of a 3-pin coming up because these 6s have dropped. How do I feel about this, though? I'm going to put myself back in furry 10 because I don't trust that 1 in the slightest. Not with that 2 discard just before calling Ricci. I don't trust like that. I'm going to take the no Yaku Tenpai and be happy with it. God, this hand was dumb. I say that as if it's done. I still have the next discard to go. But okay, luckily it's safe. Oh, no, you got... No. Yeah, if I can stop tripping on my words. No Yaku Tenpai. I'm so glad I didn't trust that 1. I'm so glad I went back into furry 10. Oh... Okay. That hand was so goddamn dumb. This hand's looking real nice. If I can find something around this 6, I'd be happy. If I can find something around here or here, I'd be happy. A 2-pin would be pretty nice. It's really this 1-so and this 9 that are just like almost certainly going to get dropped. This 1-so especially, because this could be a 6, 7, 8. Though now that could be a 1, 2, 3. So now I'm gonna leave this as possibly my pair. Probably my pair even. Four, 6. I don't really like much in this hand on. Well, I don't really like how some of these groups are shaping up. I don't like this 4, 6. I don't like this 1, 3, even though it's attached to this 3, 4, so that makes it a lot better. This can probably go, unless I want to treat this as a possible pair. It's really just those. The hand overall, I think, is mostly fine. It's just a couple of bad groups. And that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me, but I'm going to drop this one. It's not bad. I could drop a 1, 3. I could look at that. I think instead I'm going to drop this 4. The 4 looks pretty safe here. With that early 1, 2 drop. They've only dropped Mondials up until just 4 calling Ricci. Of course, first line Ricci makes that hard to tell anyway. Could this be Chitoy? I'm going to make one dangerous discard. And we live. There is a chance of Chitoy here. And I'm immediately punished. Yeah. If I didn't have 3 of these 4s, I would have been a little bit more hesitant on that. Not that, like... Either way, it's dangerous. But the big thing for me was just, like, looking at why there weren't any 4s in the discards, and because I have all of them is a good reason. So I wasn't really going to be able to get more info on that 7 unless somebody just dropped the 7. Oh, well, that's going to be dangerous. I can't really do that. Drop this instead. Even though it's right next to their tile they called Richion, which is a bad idea typically. I got a little too flustered when I saw the Dora. Pair of Dora 9s. I'm happy with that. Triplet of Dora 9s. I'm real happy with that. My 8-so likely isn't going to get any use. Because I already have pairs here and here. So I'm going to drop that. See if I can build off a Yakuhai. I'm also happy, of course, with just like something next to this 4 or a 3-pin. There we go. That's something next to the 4. I'm pretty happy with that. I would still love a Yakuhai. I think the fact that North hasn't come out is a little bit surprising to me, so that's why I was wanting to drop that rather than my whites. This is just going to be better to keep for safety. Which is exactly what I'm going to do now that I've drawn that. Now, surely... I was about to say, surely the game's going to throw a Sanzo my way, and the game threw a Sanzo my way. Let's fucking go. Do I trust the Champone? Wait. Doesn't really matter if I do or not, I'm calling Ricci. I mean, I got a triplet at doors, I gotta try. I'm not just gonna let these sit. Because these could very, very well be the reason that I can get pushed back into, well, let's see, for Han. It wouldn't quite be first place. Actually, yes, it would. Yes, it would be first place if I can win off this player. Well, hang on. Yep. No, because that's still only taking 8,000 from them, 2,000 here. Okay, no, so it wouldn't be first place, but it would be, God, I'm so fucking dumb. Yes, it would be. I'm brain dead, don't mind me. If I can win off them, that would be first place. Unfortunate, but that's fine. Again, I wasn't entirely trusting that double pair weight in the first place, but I had to try. I had to put my hat in there. Oh, excuse me. I think I just want to keep Yakuhei here for just a second. Why? Wait, no, because I have... Never mind. It's... Oh god, I'm fucking losing it. I'm hitting the point where my brain is just dying on me. Yeah, these Yakuhei can start going now. At first I was getting upset with myself for just like, why would I keep these? I already have enough groups. And I looked and I was like, I don't have enough groups though. It would be very helpful to have another group, and it would be nice if they were Yakuhei. Oh, just taking a second to sort of recenter myself. Drop that. Keep the West for safety. This player could be going for a Sohunitsu, possibly. Obviously not necessarily. I don't have much info on that yet, but something I gotta keep an eye on. I mostly trust the 3-so, but I want to just discard this West first. I don't want to play into Ippatsu. Yeah, I'm saying goodbye to the 3-so. I was already trusting it, but now that they've dropped that 6, it was just a nice little Suchi for me, and they would not have been able to set that as a trap. Unless they knew they were going to draw it, which somehow I doubt. Drop this. I don't trust this 6, I don't trust this 7. That's interesting to me. There is a chance of Ippeko here. I'd love to pick up an 8-so. 4 can't really get that. I am worried about this 6 dealing in. But we gotta try. I'm not gonna call Ricci just yet. I gotta call Ricci though. I'm in last. I gotta. There we go. The 6 is now net safer than the 9, so I'll gladly drop that again. Now the 8 is Suji to the 5 discard here. So unless they set a Suji trap, if they pick up an 8-so, they will be dropping that. Of course, that could be a Suji trap. It is a bit of a shame that I didn't keep this 1-mon earlier. I didn't know I was going to draw this 9 here was the thing. But if I kept that, that would have been a nice little Junshan for me. Got me that extra value. Ooh, the Haite. I'm happy with the Haite. Thank you very much, game. I will eat those points and I will get back in second. Take myself well out of last place. Alright, East 4 halfway through the game. My door pair is looking very, very nice. The question is, am I going to easily be able to keep both of them? I would love to pick up a 5-mon. Especially early. If I pick up a 5-mon early, then I'm real happy. But just in general, because like if I pick it up early, then I won't be dropping this extra 4. It's a nice 2, 3. I got plenty of groups. I'm dropping this 1 and 2. If I can build off this 7, then I could look at that and then possibly drop this 4, 6. I'm not doing that. I like the fact that this 6 works with this 4 here. Because I really want to make use of that extra 6, if possible. I would love to pick up a 6 or a 9-mon in that case, and then I could be willing to drop these. But if I don't get that, then I just have to drop the Dora, and I just gotta deal with that. Alright. I'm gonna just drop it now. Disable calls, we have Pinfu set up. Nice little Pinfu Dora situation. But waiting on 6 or 9 pin. I haven't dropped a pin tile yet, so my opponents could think I'm going for a flush. They could be hesitant with those. I don't really trust the 1-so to my left, and I also don't trust the 1-mon to my right. So I don't know that one of those was necessarily safer than the other. Alright, that's Tempai. I'll reach this. I was thinking about holding off on calling reach, just because that way I'm not dropping the 1 and telling them that I probably have a tile next to that. But the 1 I think with my current discards already might look like I'm going for, or like I was just having that as sort of a safety tile anyway, which I was. Though they don't know that necessarily. Hopefully they glean that from it, that it was just a safety. But good news is, even if they do pick up that the 2 would be dangerous, I can sumo like that. Or the player across from me was, they had also called Ricci. They were unable to defend, so. Oh, Urdor 2, let's go. Easily makes up for the 1 that I discarded. Alright, 2, 3, 4. I'm happy with these shapes. These are nice. 2, 3, 4 is great. The 7, 8 is great. The 1, 1, 2 is pretty okay. The 4, 4, 6 is decent. This 9 I think can go, and then these will be going next. At least the east, I gotta think on the Dora. Because I might consider just dropping it early so my opponents don't get it. I'm dropping it early so my opponents don't get it. If I end up drawing another later, then so be it. That's fine. Luckily I kept that. The East are also looking very, very safe. Not going to worry about the cheat toy possibility. I'm too close to Tenpai to worry about that, so this pair can just go. And it's not like it can become a triplet when two of them are already out. I'll go ahead and drop west, keep this east 100% safe. I definitely keep that, and I definitely drop this east. I'm gonna cut this too. It's one dangerous discard. I'm okay with making that. If I want to get to Tenpai, I would have to go anyway. That's gonna be another dangerous discard, but I'm gonna do it. I like keeping the versatility here in order to possibly get a 3 or a 5. Unfortunately, it dealt in just on a Tonki weight, but that's how it goes. I knew that was a possibility when I dropped it. Now this, I'm immediately looking at a possible flush. Especially now. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop that 9-pin first. Because I'm going to try to... no, I don't want cheap viewers. You can go. How do I ban you? Ah, shit. How do I... I don't know Twitch moderation. You're lucky, bot. You're lucky this time. But yeah, I wanted to drop that 9-pin first to hide the fact that I'm going for a Honitsu. It's going to be a lot harder for my opponents to think that I'm going to be going for it if I've dropped that immediately. And you know what? I will call that. I'm going to drop the Dora here because I don't really want to deal into that later. Yeah, the reason I called on that too was just to make sure that now I actually have all my groups set up and I don't have to look for another one. So I'm hoping, again, that my opponents are going to look at this at this early 9 and go, they wouldn't have dropped that if they're going Honitsu. In fact, I'm going to hold on to this 3 for a second. Because then when I drop this, they'll be like, oh, well, you wouldn't have been holding onto that as a safety. Unfortunately, didn't quite pay out. But made a valiant attempt. South 3, we got 2 rounds left. Nah, there's nothing scary here. Nothing scary going on in Mahjong. With so many pairs, I don't really trust this to end up as my final pair, so I want to just drop that one. It could be a 2, 3, 4. It leaves me with other tiles to, oh, god damn it. Do I drop a Yakuhai? I drop a Yakuhai here. I didn't want to do that because it's going to be hard to complete this hand without calling unless it ends up as a Chitoi, which it might just end up as a Chitoi if I get the right draws. God, it's going to be hard to finish this hand. I think if... Yeah. If Kamichai here discards a 6-pin, then I think I call it. I take this 6, 7, 8, and that will allow me to call tiles. That 7, 8 group doesn't help though, because that could have a 9. Miserable. Miserable. This hand's gonna be so rough to complete unless I draw like very specific tiles. I think I still do that though. I think that if the 6 comes out and I can call on it, I think I still do. Or I can just draw it myself. That makes it so much easier. That makes it so much easier. If I can get a 6-mon or that, you know what? That's also pretty nice. I'm very happy with that. I'll drop this. Seen a lot of pin tiles in the discards. This player could easily drop a 4 for me. I think that that's okay. I don't like that though. Do I just fold here? I might just fold here. I'm gonna do this first. This could still end up as a Chitoi. Because I was thinking immediately about folding with this 7. Okay. It wasn't on me. They move further ahead though, which is going to be a little bit harder to catch up, but I'm going to make sure that I do. I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to get a double Yakuman on their ass. It's going to happen with this hand right here. This great double Yakuman hand. Not that I need double Yakuman to catch up. So let's see, I need a Hanuman if I want to catch up, or... I need a 5,000 point direct. They are rushing, so they're going to be a little bit more likely to deal in. It's going to be harder for them to just fold their way out of this. There is very much a universe where I drop these reds and go for Pinfu. I'm not going to call on that just yet. Because if I call on it, then that's just a one-han hand. You know, I'm securing second place. But I'd like to try to fight for first. It's gonna be hard. The best I can see this hand being is reach Pinfu, Tan Yao if I get very lucky. Yeah, okay, could be Tan Yao. In fact, I'm gonna drop that 9 right now. If I hit Uradora, and that could be it. And again, I don't necessarily need the 6-Han Hanuman. I could go for the 5,000 point direct hit. but for both of them, calling on the red, it's just a one-on hand. There's like nothing else that would really be able to work with this hand. It would just be a tune and nothing else. If it comes up again, I might just take that though. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Is this the correct play? Probably not. Correct play is probably just dropping this 8. But this gives me a chance, and that's all I want. Could be Tanya Chitoy. Is a direct Tanya Chitoy enough without calling Ricci though? I need to learn the Chitoy Fu values. 25 Fu is just weird. You know what? I think we don't worry about it. This is maybe a little silly. I'm gonna maximize the Tanyao chance. Tanyao, Dora, Ipeko. If I get that direct hit, that might be enough. Oh, I should have recognized it too. I should have been looking at their discards. Good news is, I'm still second. I'm still second, but it does hurt. It's about my pride there. Don't want to do one more. Put me in there. Put me in there. I want more than second place this time. I get second place too much, and it needs to come to an end. I need to get first. Okay. I'm immediately liking some, I don't know, the shapes are a little bit weird. Having to wait strictly on this 3, it's a little bit rough. Having to wait strictly on this 8, it's a little bit rough. Having a pair of the Dora, having the Ipeko possibility, I'm happy with those. If I can get another 1-pin, that would be huge, of course. Turns out, there was a possibility of a 1-2-3 Sanshoku. I didn't believe enough, so I dropped that too. And maybe I should have believed a little. How much do I trust the 9? It's fine. Right now, everything's basically dangerous. 6, 8. Could drop a 1 and 2 Mon. If I don't feel like dropping the 7 pin. I'm gonna just drop the 7. It's a little bit dangerous. I mean, it's a little bit more dangerous, I should say. Again, all of what I have is dangerous. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that hurts to see. I didn't believe in this Ipeko. There was a chance here of a Rion Peko, of a twice pure double sequence. If I had just believed. However, it would also be a matter of like actually hitting Tenpai. Not just hitting Tenpai, but, you know, winning, of course. Because winning is just hitting Tenpai. It doesn't mean anything if you don't win. I don't really trust the 9 pin. I trust this more. I trust it very well, actually, because this 4 dropped, and there's 2 1s out. Well, sorry, 2 now, and of course I have this one as well. So there were 3 that were accounted for. There was only 1 actually out. That's that. I could draw my 2 pin now. And I think I do. I don't believe in the Ipeco. Problem is I am gonna have to drop this 9 at some point if I want to hit Tenpai. And I just don't know that I'm gonna be willing to, unless I pick up another 9 pin and then I drop this 6-8. Oh, I'm gonna trust this. You got Tsuji from the 4, but you could just have a single weight. Okay. Luckily, that's not the case. God, I really do not trust this 9 pin at all. It's just getting more and more and more dangerous. I'm folding. It's going to be hard to hit Tenpai unless I drop that 9, and I'm just not going to be willing to. And I didn't want to risk this 2 either. I don't really believe in it. Because I was also worried about the possibility of a 2-5 weight. It turns out, if they were going for that, then that player had all of them. Let's take a look here. I like this 6-7. I love everything in here because I could pick up a 4 and then drop this 9. I could pick up an 8 and drop this 3. I don't even have to drop either side because I could keep the other to build off of more. Obviously this 2 pin and 8 mon are going to go if I don't get something right next to them immediately. Can't really call with this hand, so that's being turned off. That is something around there. It's not good. It's not what I wanted. But I'll take it. I'm just gonna drop these real quick. They would probably be going anyway. Okay. Good news is, the 9 pin is safe. If I end up picking up a 4-so or 8-so, then I can drop these, possibly have Pinfu. If I just pick up an 8-mon or 9-pin, well, I guess strictly an 8-mon. If I end up picking up an 8-mon, then I would have to drop both of these. I don't trust that as much. I think it would be easier to just build off this 3 than it would be to look at getting the last 8, which is what I would need if I wanted to keep this. That goes... Unfortunately, I don't really trust the 5-pin. It's got half Tsuji from the 8, but half Tsuji means jack shit, basically. It means something. It does. But very, 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 very little. Do I trust the 1-pin? I trust it a little. Now, I don't trust the South, really. Not necessarily. I think it's fine against this player, probably. It's just more I don't trust it against either of them. The fact that it hasn't come out yet is a little bit surprising to me. So an 8. So I could look at dropping 8 mon now instead of my 5 pin if I would like. But I might drop the 5 pin. I don't really trust the 8 mon. At this point, the 8 pin is just going to be safer. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's nice. Now I can go ahead and drop this. This 8 pin's going to go next. It's 100% safe against everyone. And then I will have Pinfu set up. I should also turn on calls because 12 tiles left. I will absolutely be calling if I can. I think even just on one so, I think I would call. Obviously I wouldn't have a Yaku if I call on one so, but I know Yaku Tenpai with an exhaustive draw, that's fine. Or, you know, I can have Pinfu Dora, possibly Tanyao. Pinfu Dora Tanyao. If I called Ricci, I don't expect that would have come out. My discards, I had dropped like almost no so tiles because I picked up barely any so tiles. And my opponents would probably be very hesitant to drop that if I called Ricci. So I think not calling made sense there, especially with how few tiles were left as well. Now, of course, I really like my shapes with this hand. If I could pick up a 2-mon or a 3-so. Or a 6-mon, I'd be very, very happy. 6-mon would give me the widest weight. It's just a matter of, it wouldn't necessarily be Pinfu, which it wouldn't have to be. I think at this point, though, the 6s are just going to end up as my pair. I am looking at the possibility of a 1-2-3 Sanshoku. Well, or just Pinfu. I'm not going to worry about the Sanshoku, I'm just going to do it. Let's just do that. And I got a Discord message here. Just want to check that real quick. No, it's nothing. Let's go! Just Ricci Patsutsumo. It's that easy. Mahjong's not hard, y'all. Just get Ricci Patsutsumo every hand. Again, I like most of my shapes here. If I can pick up an 8-mon, I'd be real happy. I guess it's... I was looking at keeping the chin, even though I just dropped it because of safety. But I think it would have been better to look for a pair and possibly... Or just kept that 9 to possibly get a pair there than it would have been to keep that red. So I think that was a bit of a misplay on my part, but it's a very small one. It's fine. But don't like this early Ricci. They always scare me. For no reason, of course. And that's a pair. And the 7 and 9 are safe. So I drop those. Technically, I could have built off that 7, possibly. But I wanted to get rid of the slightly more dangerous one. I guess it wouldn't have been more dangerous, though, is the thing. Because it was safe over here as well. And this player, it was Suji on at least. I mean, obviously I just take this. Yeah. It would have been nice to have made it Pinfu. But I just think that would have been... it would probably take too long. And if 4-so came up, I would have been absolutely kicking myself because I wouldn't have been able to call on it at all. Oh, that hurts. If I waited and kept the double pair weight, I would have won. But hey, you know what? I can win this way too. Oh. All right. It's not a huge hand, but I don't need a huge hand. I just want to move the game forward. It's also not a bad hand either, to be clear. Let's go ahead and drop that. I'm also starting to kick myself for not taking a little bathroom break after the last match. So I may be a little bit distracted for the rest of this. But so it goes. I'm not really liking too much about this hand right now. If I pick up a 7-mon, then that's nice. But that's... Until I pick up that 7, I'm not too thrilled with this hand. A 2-pin's pretty good too. I'd be pretty happy with that. I think I could like keep that as... Yeah, I'll keep that as a... I'll keep this as a 1-3-5 shape, and then that spare 5-6. I was thinking for just a second about possibly cutting a 5, but I think that would have been pretty dumb. Alright. Now we can look at Tanyao. That does help this hand a lot. And there's the 7. Let's go! This 5 just goes, right? Unless I pick up a 4-pin, this 5 just goes. 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. That's very nice. And why would I drop the 5 before the 3? Drop the 3 first. I will take back my words on this hand if I end up picking up a 3, so I'll be very happy if I pick that up. Unfortunately, though... You know what? I'm dropping this. I don't trust the 1, so... Kiss. You know what? I do actually kind of take it back. Because a 3 out here, a 3 out here, a 3 out here, it would have been hard for them to do much. I'll drop this. I had to just do it quickly. Thank you for not dealing in. I'm so glad that didn't deal in. Yeah, the only way that they would have been able to win on the 1-so is if they just had a Tonki weight. If they just had that single weight there. Do I trust these though? 4. No. I didn't click the 4 in time. 2 Han though. You know what? That's actually fine. I was making a big deal out of it, but 2 Han, that's fine. The game moves forward. I stay in the lead. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. I'm not happy with the situation. But so it goes. Now this looks like an easy Tanyao. I could also have kept those and looked at a flush. I like my Dora though. Let me tell you, I do like my Dora though. And I feel like going for that flush would just kind of limit me a little bit much, because then I'd have to go for the Yakuhai, and those are just so much harder to deal with than building off of these. Now, if I end up possibly getting a Chinitsu, I think at this point, now that I have that 6, I'm not going to be willing to go for the Chinitsu, but if history was a little bit different, yeah, I think I do this. That's Ishanten. I'm keeping this for just a second because if I pick up a pair, then I can swap out this one. I'm not expecting to get a pair, so this is likely going to go. I'm going to want to drop it before other players need it. I'll hold on to it for maybe 2 more turns. It might just go here, though. Alright. It's going here. We don't worry about the closed hand. We don't worry about the Pinfu, the Richi, none of that. We're just doing open Tanyao, baby. That's all we need to move the game forward. All right. Let's see if they drop a 4-7 for me. I don't really trust this. However, thank you for not dealing in. I can just turn off calls, really. Let's go. Open Tanyao, Dora 2, happy with that. Alright, 2 more rounds, and then I can use the bathroom. Oh. Maybe instead of a distraction, this is nice motivation. I'll call. I'm willing to. I can get a pair elsewhere. There wasn't a need for that, actually. I think that call was bad. Like, it forces me to get this, where before I was just very likely to depend on it. But on top of that, I was gonna need a pair anyway. This was already a pair. Everything else was set up for a sequence. There was no real reason to call that. And yet, it's working. Because now I have this pair, and I have this, and I don't have to worry about it not coming out. Sometimes bad moves are good moves. Now, do I trust anything in my hand right now? No. But I was willing to drop that too before dropping these Wests. I was thinking about dropping my West and just folding, but... You know, I'm gonna drop 9. I know it's more likely that we end up with a pair, with that as a pair or a triplet, but like, I'd have to drop 8 in that case. Almost certainly, unless I just picked up another 9 and then could use that as a sequence. I'm not calling Con there. Plus, I've already set up this Suji trap with the 4. So if I end up waiting on the 7, if I end up just drawing the 7-so instead, it'd be very nice to let my opponents look at that and deal in. I don't trust this, but I trust it less from these two than this player. I was expecting them to maybe call pawn on it. And if they had done that, that would have been fine. The big thing is, it's not Roan. Alright. I'm not going to be willing to discard that Dora. So I keep it, and I have to hope that one of these ends up as a triplet. Is this Toy Toy? Is that what this is going to be? Am I going to be willing to drop this 6, though? Alright. 6, 7, 8. We're in Tenpai. This is not Toy Toy. This is just Seatwind Dora. Well, Seatwind Dora 2. I'm not willing to drop the 8s again. We at least have Suji on the 4s that I've been discarding. Now, even though we're in Tenpai, with so few tiles remaining, if my next tile is very, very, very dangerous, I could look at dropping West. Good news is, it's not dangerous at all. Hang on, wait, were you... Oh no, okay, yeah, because I called 6, 7, 8. That's what threw me off. I thought that I dropped that 6 for them at some point, and I was like, wait, but why didn't you call that? You weren't in Furryton. It was in fact because I did not drop the tile in the first place. Okay, so I'm mostly looking for a pair here, honestly. Because if I can get that, then I can get Pinfu set up. So I'm willing to drop myself. I would love a pair here, here, or here. Would be best, so I can build off of either of these. An 8-mon would also be really nice. There is a chance that this ends up on a Tonki weight, on just a single tile weight, in which case I would like to keep this east for that. I think that'd be much harder for my opponents to deal into, or I think that'd be very easy for my opponents to deal into, is what I should say. I'll go ahead and drop that now. Alright, well, I'm Ishanten. There's a lot of tiles here that would put me into Tenpai. I'm really just looking for a pair. But if I like complete this sequence or this one, then I can just do a pair weight. Again, that nice little Tonki weight. And not a single tile. Unfortunately, I wasn't really willing to keep the East for that because my other groups were too good, but I will gladly take this 3, 6, 9 weight. So, Richie, Dora, just that. But it's not like I need value here. And even if I don't win this hand, the big thing is I don't want to deal into a big hand. And I don't see either of these players really having too big of a hand. It's hard to have much value when your hand is open. So even if I deal into like a 2, 3, 4 Han hand from either of them, I think that would be fine. The big thing is I don't want to deal in here. And I think this player's going to have the roughest time when everyone's pushing. First place, baby! Okay. Let's go. All right. That is gonna do it for me for the Mahjong. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Oh. But thanks for coming by. Let's see. When am I probably gonna stream again? Let's say... You know, let's say Wednesday at 3. Let's say Wednesday at 3 is most likely. I might try it on YouTube instead of Twitch. Same channel name. But yeah, I'll see about that. I'll post to my Twitter or Blue Sky again, same name on there. Thanks again for stopping by. I have to go piss real badly. So I'll see y'all later.